Hello, everybody. My name is Dimir Rudenko. I'm the founder of SaaS Founders Community, and I'm helping founders of software development and product companies to find new big clients with a LinkedIn. Today, we're going to talk about the most important, the most actual IT news in the world of IT. So, the first news is from Alexander Esner and Dominic Blank. From founder sales to founder-led sales, how to hire the first salesperson to your SaaS. So the main idea that the first hiring of a salesperson should take place after the message market fit is achieved. The founder must personally find the problem, determine its importance for clients, and test the effectiveness of the channels. The first 10, 50 clients should be attracted by the founder himself before hiring a salesperson, and this is necessary to understand the process. The skills of the first salesperson are determined by the market entry strategy and growth goals. A marketer is needed for a check of less than 1,000 euro. For a check over 10,000 euro, look for an experimenter with entrepreneurial mindset. And there are two sales models: full cycle, one salesperson leads the entire process, and specialized division of functions between SDR and account executive. During the growth, it's recommended to introduce specialized roles like SDR, account executive, customer success manager, and when maturity is reached, specialization by market segments. For deals under 10K, marketing sales are sufficient. For deals between 10 and 100,000 K, both models are suitable. For deals over 100,000 K, specialized SDRs and account executives are needed. In the sales structure, SDRs are responsible for finding clients, account executives are responsible for demos and closing deals, and account managers, customer success, work with existing clients. I think it's a good point to divide, let's say, the sales process on certain responsibility areas. That's absolutely okay. But I think it's not that clear. For deals under 10K, marketing sales are sufficient. It's not it's not like that, because usually people, they buy something easily starting from 250 euros, for example, $250. Before, let's say, under this price, people buy, let's say, normally with marketing communication, it's okay. But if we speak about the ticket higher than 250, especially per month, they need to speak to a live person. So that's why, from my point of view, let's say the criteria are a little bit different. So it's not under 10K. No, it's maybe 10K, let's say, per year, maybe, but at least it's $300 per month, and more. They need to talk to live person. So that's why you need to be, let's say, you need to be aware of this information. So the next news is about Amazon AWS CEO quit if you don't want to return to office. So Amazon AWS CEO Matt Harmon supported the new corporate policy of a 5-day presence in the office, saying that disagreeing employees can look for work in other companies. Amazon's new policy requires all employees to be present in the office for the 5 days starting next January instead of the current 3 days. According to Harmana, 9 out of 10 employees support the new policy. Management emphasizes that personal presence is important for effective innovation and productivity. A significant number of Amazon employees are dissatisfied with the new policy, considering additional trips to the office is a waste of time. Amazon is taking a tougher stance on returning to the office compared to other tech giants, which take a more flexible approach with a 2 or 3 day presence. Well, from my point of view, Amazon is pressing too much. I understand that the market situation is more favorable to them than to the employees, and that's why 9 of the 10 people say, okay, I want to see my future clear. So that's why I don't want to argue, and I will keep, let's say, my existing working place as it is, right? But if the situation will change, I think that, let's say, a bigger number of people will disagree and will leave the company. I think that some company will follow the Amazon's example, but we'll see, let's say, with the results, because many people really dislike moving to the office because it takes a lot of time to get there, and I'm not sure that it will increase the effectiveness of innovation and productivity. In some departments, yes, but in the whole company, I'm not sure about that. But we'll see. We'll see the results after. Let's move to the other news. So Microsoft says its Copilot AI agent set to tackle employee tasks in November. So it's the news from the Register by Tobias Mann. The Microsoft is planning to launch Copilot AI tools for automating work tasks in November, developing the Copilot Studio service. The service provides a coding-free interface for creating AI agents by combining language models and computer vision with automation tools. Microsoft is preparing 10 ready-made agents as a part of Dynamics 365. According to Microsoft, Copilot has increased Honeywell's productivity by 187 full-time employees, and the sales department showed 10% increase in revenue per salesperson and 20% increase in closed deals. Whoa. Experts advise critically evaluating performance indicators as there are risks of AI agents' mistakes. The question arises about the real goal of implementation: productivity increase or staff reduction. Klarna is already using AI agents as a reason not to replace the employees who leave. Well, we'll see. I think it's a hot trend. And as Microsoft will develop the Copilot Studio service, will make it more accessible for a small and medium business. We'll see how it works. But I think this is one of the evidence that AI is going to first increase productivity. And for some company, it will become a reason not to hire new people. But to make this news, let's say, to consider this news more positive one, not the AI who win over the person. It's the person with the AI who win over the person without AI. So we don't have to be, let's say, worry about the, let's say, increase of AI influence. We have to use the AI tools and AI technologies to be more effective than other people do. So that's the key to this point. Okay, so the next news about it's from Anthropic.com. Anthropic has introduced a new version of Claude 3.5 Sonnet with the ability to control the computer, move the cursor, click, and enter information. And the development is based on advances in logical thinking and computer vision. Claude has learned to interpret the screen and position the cursor. In the OS World test, Claude achieved a score of 19%, which is higher than the closest competitor, which is like about 7%, and below the human levels, 70 or 75%. But the model can correct errors. The main security issues include prompt injection, like cyber attacks through malicious instructions, and Anthropic has implemented monitoring systems. Claude is currently slow and error-prone, and it can perform some common action and has limited screen visibility, and the team continues to improve the system. I think it's quite comparable to the situation with the chess computers. So they work a lot to, let's say, to rise a little bit, a level of 1, 2, 3, 5%, and then they got a lot of capacity. Then it was like skyrocket that helped them to become better and to perform better than human does, right? So that's the same situation here. So currently they are, let's say 14 or 15% accuracy. So that's like it's much worse than the human performs. But with the time, with the more efforts, it will be much more, I would say, much more efficient than the person, because it can click, it can track, it can enter information, and it will substitute a lot of manual work. So I think it's just, let's say, a start of the middle part of improvement of this technology. But I think in a couple of years it will become, let's say, advanced, and it will overcome, let's say, the person's possibilities in this case. So the next news is about X to allow third parties to train their AI models with social media users' data. The social network X, formerly Twitter, updates its terms of use and privacy policy, moving disputes to a federal court in Texas and allowing third parties to train AI on user data. Starting from November 15 this year, the company will provide third-party employees with access to user data with the possibility of opting out. Specific opt-out settings are not yet specified, although they are expected to be implemented by default. The changes reflect the general trend of tech companies looking for new sources of revenue, just as Reddit signed a deal with Google to train AI after introducing paid access to its API in 2023. The decision comes after X lost significant advertisers due to Elon Musk's controversial actions, including his public confrontation with advertisers and previous threats to sue Microsoft for using Twitter data to train AI. The updated terms also include a section of fines for bulk content downloading, like $15,000 per million posts, and a requirement to consider disputes in the Northern District of Texas, which has been criticized of choosing a comfortable court. Well, what we see here, well, it's let's say another sign of the struggle for natural data that that are required to be, let's say, a learning platform for all multi-language learning models, right? So that's why we see a high demand for let's say for natural data to learn AI, to teach AI to be better, and that's why companies start to prevent the leak of their data or their unauthorized usage, unpaid usage of their system as well. So this is the sign that they start to protect the downloading of their content. But actually, we have to consider that due to the U.S. court decision, all the content that people post on the platform belongs to users, meaning that I think that Twitter and X or other platforms, they have to ask permission from users, let's say, to allow people to download this data. Okay, we'll see how it will how it will proceed, but we see that the actual need for the new data is crucial for the companies to work on and to develop AI faster. The next news is about from 404 Media, and it's about AI-powered social media manipulation app promises to shape reality. The Impact app is being developed, a narrative management infrastructure that uses AI to generate text and organize support groups to spread political messages. The system sends push notification to support groups with AI-generated text to be shared in response to specific posts. The developers calls this coordinated authentic behavior. The prototype was created by Dmitry Shapiro and Sean Thielen. So far, only 8 people have downloaded the app. Experts are concerned about the blurring of the line between authentic and inauthentic content, as well as the availability of the tool for wealthy users only. Despite the possible violation of the platform's rules, the developers consider the coordination of users to be a positive development for the dissemination of the true information. Well, you see that the more AI advances, the more the higher the risks of the manipulation of people's behavior. And I think it's just a matter of time for us to be overwhelmed with the let's say huge amount of manipulations and other false data, false interviews, false information that tries to let's say to change our mind and to use, let's say, social behavior, socially approved behavior, to manipulate the opinions and to manipulate the, let's say, our decisions. So that's why I think it's the future that we are entering right now. I think we should be aware, we should raise the digital awareness of the people regarding, let's say, these potential manipulations. And I think that the platforms will do a lot to prevent this high spread of manipulation let's say, inside their lines. So I think it's a new level of spam, a new level of manipulation that will be a high problem, high level problem for all the post information era people. So I hope that this information will be useful to you. If you want to know more about lead generation practices, about the things how we can help your IT company to grow faster, please follow the link in the comment and book a time with our lead gen advisory team. We'll show you the way how to increase the number of big clients for your company. Hope it was helpful for you, and see you next week.